A liquor outlet in Roodepoort on Gauteng's West Rand has been shut after it was found selling expired alcohol and soft drinks during a raid. A number of children have died in recent months in South Africa after having eaten expired goods. Some communities are blaming this on a lack of basically quality control and inspections of areas such as bottle stores as well as spaza shops in their communities. Newzroom Afrika's Katleho Sekhotho has the latest.
For the owners of the Ultra Liquors Express store here in Roodepoort, this may mean the end of business. Hundreds of cans and bottles of alcohol, soft drinks and juices found non-compliant and expired.
The tip-offs indicated the number of non-compliances which covers a lot of government departments. That is why we've got SARS as part of the joint operation. We've got Home Affairs because they are those that do not have documentation. One example is that the employer himself who are not sure in terms of the validity of his documents. So SARS will be checking the validity. And secondly, that there's an employee that comes from Zimbabwe and that employee does not have the documents. That is why we are here, and we make sure that we are here in a joint operation. And also, we are accompanied by a number of security agencies, the SAPS, Traffic Department, and Transport Department, including the wardens in terms of the province of Gauteng.
The Chief Inspector says the Gauteng Liquor Board has been called.
So we are going to prohibit. So SARS would either have taken custody of the place, but the alternative that we have now is that we have invited the liquor board to come and check so that it can check if even the liquor that is sold here is not counterfeit. And once they establish that, they will then give a way forward to say what is it that should happen. But on our side, will prohibit the place and order that the employer can only trade if all the issues that we have raised have been attended to.
An undocumented migrant was found to be employed at the establishment.
It's unfortunate that with regard to the employees that are very vulnerable and they are a reason for existence as the Department of Employment and Labour is that the employer does not have any documentation to show. So everything that we hear now is an allegation. Even their salaries to say how much they are earning is an allegation because we don't have a wage register, we don't have a pay slip, we don't have a contract of employment, and we have checked that there's no attendance register. And we also check the employees against the database of the unemployment insurance that we hold in the Department of Employment and Labour, and they do not appear as being registered. We do not have their declarations, and there is no proof of payment that the employer is paying. And what worries more is that because they are not even having proof that they are registered with the compensation fund, it means that if an employee can be injured, he will have a challenge for covering that employee because there is no proof of such, including the return of earnings that should be done annually by the employer. In essence, this employer does not comply to all our legislation.
Customers have been urged to be cautious and to check expiry dates.
Our laws do not only protect employees, they protect even persons that are connected to the business. So if a customer comes here and he sees then on TV that the liquor that is sold here is actually expired, he must be very careful not to buy at such places, or to make sure that when he buys, he checks the expiry date so that he should not fall victim of such unscrupulous liquor sellers.
The Employment and Labour Department now hand over the establishment to the South African Revenue Service. The owners of the establishment have just over 2 weeks to either try and rectify the situation or face possible arrest or a fine. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Katleho in Roodepoort.